it's really showed me like all of the hard work from like where I started, and into getting here. And it's like looking back, it's been a long time, As a whole, I really have a good solid picture of like, from coordinator all the way through, and I'm able to really dive in and help in different areas. And so it's nice. We are in the cybersecurity space, and cybersecurity is at the forefront of everyone's minds right now, from Ukraine, and hackers are getting so sophisticated. We are hiring across the board, you name it. Actually working on building out brand new organizations and teams, positions we've never had before. For example, I just opened a digital content moderator.
Hi all, so today I have another guest who is all about talent acquisition and who understands why talent makes a business successful. Let's welcome Michelle on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where she will tell us about how it's like working for such a fast-paced company, where she works, and what her role is within the company. Hi Michelle, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and yourself?
Good, thank you so much. So Michelle, can you tell us about your journey so far, where you work, and what your role is within the company?
Yes, so my journey is a unique one, and I think it's been a combination of happenstance and seizing certain opportunities. I wanted to go to Academy of Art College. That did not pan out, obviously, and started as a receptionist, moved executive assistant, eventually found myself as a coordinator at a little company called VMware in 2006, when they were still a startup and we were all able to still eat in one, lunchroom and everything. And I helped, I was coordinating, and then I got an opportunity handed to me saying they needed help at a campus for an event. And if I wanted to help, never knew about campus recruiting, took the opportunity, ended up doing campus recruiting for 7 years, and really building out programs and internship programs. And then from there, just again, I don't know if right place, right time, handed another opportunity to move up into and be the head recruiter for, a startup, and, kind of flourish my career further from there. And that's led me, here to SentinelOne. And it's been quite a journey, and it's nice to be able to utilize all of the knowledge and expertise I've gained through the years and really put it to use and challenge myself, like never before. So I know a lot of people don't go into recruiting as, they always just kind of end up there somehow.
Well, okay, so you decided to go for art, but that didn't work out. I would love to understand why did that not work out? Because usually a lot of people, when they are set with setbacks and everything, they're like, oh, I want to pursue something that's similar to that. But you ended up in recruitment. So can you maybe help us understand your thought process, how you decided to end up in recruitment itself?
It had to do a little bit with rebellion. My parents were like, it's going to be a really hard journey. We can't afford the school. And if you want to go to business school, pay for it kind of thing. I went to, I think, Ohlone College for about one semester and worked at their TV station. And, I just was like, I want to just, if I can't do what I want, then I'm just going to start working and just kind of figure it out on my own. And just for 1 minute I'm a receptionist, then I'm an executive assistant. And so just keep building the stepping stones. And, I think a lot of the times, there are people that don't go to college and they learn, kind of more in the real world. And then there's other people that kind of do go to school. And I think, both, have a really positive outcome. But I really appreciate my journey because it's really showed me all of the hard work from where I started, and into getting here. And it's looking back, it's been a long time,
No, you're a hustler. You kept on fighting and it paid off just because one opportunity after the other landed right into you because you must have been doing something right. And here you are working for a company that's fast-paced where you are appreciated for your work. So it's absolutely amazing. And Michelle, congratulations for coming this far and being an inspiration to so many people who, when are faced with setbacks, they're like, I don't know what to do. They go into a state of turmoil. So you're definitely an example of how you should take every setback as a learning experience and create your own journey. So thank you for sharing that, Michelle.
Yeah, of course.
So Michelle, would love to understand, you got into recruitment randomly, but you decided to stay in that field for a while. What's something about recruitment that you specifically like a lot?
I like the versatility of recruiting, and I'm a people person. I like talking to people, and I'm a technical person as well. And so, I did mostly technical recruiting for the first half of my career. And so I enjoy talking to engineers and stuff. And, building those relationships with managers. And, also I get to I've worked at a lot of startups, so I've got to be involved in training and helping build processes and implement, ATS systems, so as a whole, I really have a good solid picture of from coordinator all the way through, and I'm able to really dive in and help in different areas. And so it's nice, because at SentinelOne, where I'm at now, I'm able to utilize those skills. Our coordinator's out. Yeah, I can kind of dive in and help out with that, or, so it's a little bit of everything, and it keeps you on your toes. I will say it is always go, 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 go. But, the pressure is like a kind of a good thing sometimes, because it really really strives you to make you do your best.
Okay, no, I think it's definitely a hard job. People who think it's easy have never been in the shoes of a recruiter. Just
Oh
because I
gosh.
think for the longest time, there's always this, as I'm like, it's just sending out emails, just presenting candidates. But you need to find the right candidates for the right job. So you don't
There's
even,
a lot of
can't
moving
even
pieces.
imagine.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So, Michelle, would love to understand. You've been in the recruitment space for quite a while. You've seen the market change. You've seen how people respond to job markets and everything. So, at first, it used to be an issue just to get the right candidate, and then eventually, the candidate used to accept the offer if they were the right candidate. But now, a candidate accepts the offer, and they end up not even showing to the job. So there's ghosting from the candidate side. So how does a recruiter or someone in the recruitment space make sure that this issue doesn't happen? Would love to understand your perspective.
I think it's all about building a relationship with the candidate from the moment you talk to them. I am all about candidate experience. And the reason why I care so much about that is because I've been in the candidate shoes as well. And I don't like when a recruiter doesn't get back to me or follow up with me. But when you feel like you have a relationship and we talk to a candidate, hey, how was that trip that you took or whatever? And by the time you get to the offer stage, the candidate should feel comfortable enough with you to have a transparent conversation. I think if a candidate ghosts you, that means they probably didn't feel comfortable enough telling you that, hey, I had another offer. I've had that happen early in my career, and it's just there's some of that is out of your control. But I think having that relationship and that solid foundation with the candidate really helps, in building that trust and having that open communication.
No, for sure. I think these days, a lot of people, I think one of the problems with recruitment specifically is a lot of recruitments ghost candidates, which was done initially, but now it's a candid market. So candidates don't tolerate this anymore. So now it's just like, candidates are ghosting us instead. So it's interesting to see how the tables have turned and how the market has changed. So thank you for sharing that, Michelle. Michelle, so your company is definitely growing. We'd love to understand what kind of positions are open that you're actively hiring for, and what kind of people would you look for if they do want to be a part of your company?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm sure you've seen in the news, a lot of people are having layoffs and hiring freezes. And meanwhile, we are at least doubling in size. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, we are in the cybersecurity space, and cybersecurity is at the forefront of everyone's minds right now, from Ukraine, and hackers are getting so sophisticated. And SentinelOne has an amazing product. So not only are we kind of in the right industry at the right time, but we also have a great product and a great reputation. I get really excited when I talk to technical candidates and they geek out over our product. Like, oh my gosh, it's so much better than, certain competitors, or what have you. And then combined with that, the culture that we have built, customers are flocking to us. The challenge right now is that we can't keep up with the business. We're in a very lucky spot with the economy right now, but we are hiring across the board, you name it. Actually working on building out brand new organizations and teams, positions we've never had before. For example, I just opened a digital content moderator role that we haven't had. And so the opportunity here to really grow and flourish your career, there's a lot of reasons I think that makes SentinelOne one of the top places to work. We've won a lot of awards recently as well. And I think that has to do with the company having the great product, being in the industry, and also being very thoughtful about their hiring.
Okay, no, I think the way you summarized that and everything definitely shows you're a thought leader, and the way you represented your company definitely shows why people should work for your company. Just because cybersecurity is definitely growing, it's one of the fast-paced and it requires a lot of new skilled people. So it's not like people can come from different fields and just implement their knowledge there. So you need people with new skills, which are hard to find essentially. So thank you so much for sharing that, Michelle. So Michelle, our time is up. It was an absolute pleasure learning about you, your journey as a hustler, and how you were faced with setbacks, but you made your own journey, became a fighter, and here you are working for a company that you're passionate about. It was a pleasure learning from you, and I hope and wish you all the best. And I hope you continue to help and build relationships, especially with candidates who are looking for jobs.
Much appreciated. Thank you so much.